Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Tristan Barrocks here, the digital storyteller. And I'm just wondering, do you ever want to have like a light that's not super big, but not really tiny, that has, packs up punch when it comes to brightness output, but at the same time gives you a variety of different options, tons of different types of colors, and it comes at a pretty dope price point? Well, check out this light, the RB9 LED light by Weeylite. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Woo! All right, I'm super excited to talk about this product because it's pretty cool. It's brought to us by a company named Weeylite, and it's a small LED panel light. Now, many people are coming out with these types of lights, these multicolor lights, but this one in particular is pretty interesting because it has so many different features and it's built like a tank. Now, I know you might ask, well, why would I want such a small light? And that's a good point. Again, most people think of lights as these giant things or these really intense sort of pieces of equipment that cost thousands of dollars. Why would I need something so small like this, Tristan? Well, the reality is that when you're telling stories, when you're making films or doing documentaries or running and gunning and shooting, sometimes you need a light, compact solution. Sometimes you don't need a huge light source. Sometimes you just need a catch light to brighten up the eyes of the talent, or maybe you want to create a certain mood or a certain vibe, or maybe you want to highlight the back of somebody's head so that they can be separated from the background. There are so many different reasons why you could use a light like this. So let's jump on into the box and check out what's included inside of this package. So first things first, we have the LED light here. This is the light itself. You get one USB type A to type C cable. That's for charging. We have our information manual here for the light, which is pretty useful, but there's a lot of information as well. Nice suede pouch where we can put our light in one side and then a stitched area for all the cabling and accessories. A light stand. This is one part of the stand here, which is really, really cool. We have the other part of our stand here, and this becomes something that we use to mount our light to different C-stands or lighting stands. We have our two-way cold shoe mount, which is always useful. And last but not least, we have a beautiful silicone diffusion, milk diffusion that we can put on top of the light, which works really, really well. And I'll show you that a little bit later as well. This is my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and this is the RB9. And as you can see, these are pretty similar in thickness as well as in size. Actually, my iPhone's a little bit longer than this light, and the light is slightly thicker, just slightly thicker. So let's talk a little bit about the physical light. We have a on-off switch up at the top here. To the right, my right, your left, we have all of the buttons, all of the physical buttons. There are 4 physical buttons here, and that allow you to control the modes, control and select different settings, as well as go and put the brightness up and down, which is really, really cool. On the left side of the light, your right, is a 1/4 inch screw here. And this is another 1/4 inch on the bottom, as well as a USB-C type C input, which allows you to not only charge the light, but it also allows you to transfer data, do firmware updates, all that sort of stuff. This one in particular is special because it's bi-color, which means that if you look really closely here, every other row has a tungsten row of LEDs and a daylight row of LEDs, which means that this panel can create a lot of different colors. And although a lot of times people may think, well, because it's bi-color, the output may not be the best. When I show you some of my tests, you'll see that this is not true for this particular product. So the maximum brightness of this particular product is 1150 lums, which is really, really good considering the size of the actual device. You know, what I would use this for, this will be more than enough to be a hair light, to be a little kick light in the eyes. That brightness will be way more than what I need. So I put together these clips just to give you an idea of what the RB9 would look like at 10%, at 50%, as well as 100%. And as you can see, there's pretty good coverage for such a small light. And if you were in a pinch, you could definitely use this light as a flood if you needed to, or a key. So the light allows you to adjust from 2500 Kelvin all the way up to 8500 Kelvin, which is a dramatic range of light color, obviously from a bluish sort of daylight vibe to all the way up to a hot orange warm vibe. This light also draws about 12 watts of power, which is not a lot at all. Again, it's an LED light. It provides you with some really, really intense sort of highlights and lighting, but it's not going to draw too much power. And in my testing, I got about 2 hours of battery life, after a 3.5 hour charge at 100% brightness. The RB9 comes with 4 preloaded modes: color temperature mode, light adjustment mode, free adjustment mode, and scene mode. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn on my light right here. So now my light's on, okay? It's doing a little flashy thing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto my phone here and I'm going to tap on the app. And when I open up the app, they're already sunk together, already connected together. So the light now is actually connected with my smartphone app. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on this little on button, and now the light's on, the light's off. And in the app, we have several different options. We can jump to all the different modes that I had mentioned before, as well as we can select, I'm just going to point it this way just because it's a little bit bright here, but I can select whatever color I like, and that color now can be reflected quickly and easily on the light. And you can see how responsive it is, right? Boom, boom, boom. But not only that, we have scenes. So with the scenes now, what we can do is we can actually cycle through a lot of different types of scenes. So we have a flash, a scene that simulates a flash. We have fireworks. We have burst, a light burst. We have a broken light bulb, or they call it blink. We have one of my favorites, which is flame. This is like an open fireplace flame vibe. We have filming. We have a TV emulation. We even have a cool effect like an ambulance or a cop car lighting effect, which is really, really cool. Again, if you want to jump into something that's a little bit more vibe, more sexy, we have what I call the cocktail or the bar type of look. Like I said before, this light is pretty intense. I can put it around me. I can put it to the back of me to separate me a little bit more. I can put it on my shoulder. I can change the intensity of it, brighter or darker, depending on what I'm looking for. I can also change it so it's more warmer or it's more daylight, right? And I can jump to specific colors as well as needed. So as you can see, there are tons of different options, tons of different ways that you can actually change this light, use this light. I love it. This is what excites me the most, because the more flexibility you have as a creative, especially in a small pack, the easier it is. It makes your job in terms of being able to create the looks that you want to create and tell the stories that you want to tell. Now, if you want to diffuse the light a little bit, you can use the accompanied diffusion box, which is really, really nice. Again, I'm just going to control it here so you can see how it's a little bit softer on my face as opposed to the really harsh light. When I don't have it on, I can also use it as a kick light. Boom, 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 right? Just a little kick here or there. But again, I like how they designed it where it's not flat on the light, but there's a little bit of a space. If you notice, there's a little space in between where the actual light is and silicone adapter is. So this gives us, that little space gives us a little bit more of a diffusion. So it kind of cuts down on the energy, the light output energy, but at the same time, it still gives us a nice sort of glowing effect. Now it's time for my final thoughts. I think that this little light is fabulous. For the money, it's worth it. The big thing that I really like about it is that it's just portable. I can throw it right into my backpack, into any of my kits, my camera kits, and it's there if I need it. It's not going to be a travel hazard or a travel liability where it's too heavy and it's gonna, put all my bags overweight. The other thing I really like about it is that it's simple to use, whether it's through the app or it's through using the actual buttons on the lights. It's really simple to use, really simple to understand. I am a big fan of the LED screen at the back of this light. It just makes it super easy to be able to navigate, to know what scene or what mode or what setting you're on. And the other thing that's really nice, but can be a drawback as well, is the fact that there is a built-in battery. Now, a lot of people may not like this. They may think that it's a little limiting, but I don't think it's limiting at all. I think it works in tandem with the whole idea of things needing to be portable, needing to be compact. Imagine if you had to bring a battery on top of other accessories in order to make this work. Whereas this, you can plug this in using any sort of USB-C cable, plugging it into the wall. You can plug it into a battery adapter accessory if you want to, or a power outlet. You can also even plug it in using your smartphone and using some of the juice from your smartphone. So again, it just gives you all the versatility without necessarily you losing out on the usability of time. Well, those are my thoughts on this RB9 light by Weeylite. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Is this worth the price of admission? Do you think that it should be have more features, have less features? What are the most interesting aspects of this particular device? Comment, like, share, and subscribe below. Until the next time, stay focused, stay blessed, and stay creative. Peace.